Hey everyone, it's Katya here and welcome to this new tutorial. Winter has officially started, so we're kicking it off with a cozy winter landscape tutorial. Today I wanted to show you how to draw simple winter trees in the background and some grasses in the foreground. I used to be really scared of drawing trees, especially bare winter ones, but once you understand the structure, they're actually really easy. I'll walk you through how to use the soft pastels together with a pastel pencil, and you can absolutely swap the pastel pencil for a charcoal pencil. They work almost the same, so don't worry if you only have one of them. One important thing to remember is not to oversaturate your pastel paper. And I'm using here the Arteza sketchbook, it's the gray one, pastel paper. And that is when you're building your background. If there's too much pastel on the surface, this technique won't work as smoothly. And if you want to see the full step-by-step tutorial for this exact landscape, it's also available on my Patreon, and you will find the link in the description below to this video. So yeah, I think we can go to our video tutorial, and here you can see the scenes from the big, it's almost like it's 53 minutes, I think, the tutorial in total. So yeah, I will see you guys then in the tree part. Thanks guys, let's start. Okay, so here in the back, I'm gonna do the trees. This is kind of a grayish green. And the back ones, I'm gonna blend them more than the front ones. So I want them to be darker. Like so. Here I'm barely gonna touch just to add that same color. Like so. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take pastel and just touch the paper. Like so. So it creates this kind of illusion of trees being closer. And they are all kind of standing on this, in this same, push them in with the finger. And here I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna take my darker blue, the one that I used for the sky, darker blue, and add it over the top slightly. Okay, I think I can make it darker blue. If this is too bright, purplish. Oh, it broke. To kind of push it backwards a bit. And at the bottom, towards the bottom, they're going to be darker. Okay. And here I want to get my sky back. Where's my... So I'm going to do this to create a more interesting silhouette. I'm going to go back in with this. Beige color that we were using. Okay. Cleaning my hands because they're very dirty. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of blue here. The further away we go from the light source, and here I want to add this bright color where the sun kind of setting. It's quite greasy, this pastel. It's almost like oil pastels that leaves these traces. Okay. Don't like what's happening here. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to create the trees. And for the trees, what I will do is I'm going to take my charcoal and carbon pencils. So I hope you can see this. Sorry if I'm moving it and you can't see it good. I'm filming with the iPad and drinking the coffee. So one more thing we forgot. As we're moving from back towards the front, here we have the other cluster of trees. And here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. Create little pines. So towards the bottom, they are all united, but towards the top, and then there is this tree that is not a pine tree. And I'm gonna make them different heights. Like so. Maybe add 1 or 2 marks in here. Okay, perfect. And then there's something like a bush or something here. Blue where the trees meet the ground. And with a pastel pencil, I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna indicate a bit. There is a trunk, only the trunk. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the trees on the background. And I'm gonna use, this is a 6B. No, I wanna try and use a 4B pencil. And we said that our trees are just behind this ridge. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate the pencil and create this kind of tree shape. Only the trunk, okay? And here we can add another branch for the trunk. And what I'm doing is I'm slightly rotating the pencil so it creates an uneven line, okay? And I think I can lower it a bit more until here, like so. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my brownish pastel, okay, and I'm going to touch, I'm gonna break it. No, I did a horrible thing and broke a pastel. I'm going to touch kind of in the direction of those branches, like so, very gently. Coco, please don't vomit. Okay, so an unexpected accident happened with my dog, but it's okay. So here I'm looking that there are clusters that are more kind of closer together, but I don't want to do too many branches here. And here this tree has them like more like so, and what's gonna happen is that this tree slightly darker. It has darker branches. Like so. And what I want to do is I'm gonna take my white pastel, and I'm gonna go in here to add some lights and to separate these trees a bit. Okay, and let's see if a 4B charcoal pencil does the trick here. Turning it, and here I went in too far. I can always erase that. And here I want to add some of those branches kind of falling downwards, but also we can just blend some places. Okay, and from these trees I want to make this ridge kind of in front, like so. Oh, I'm gonna fix this area here to have a bit more of that cloud. Okay. I actually want to add that pink. You know, I was talking about the pink. I'm gonna add that pink. It just calls to me. I'm gonna add that pink a bit here because the sun is setting and it's gonna give us that beautiful glow. Just a bit of pink. This is the pink I'm using. Okay. And now let's move on to the front trees. Here, don't make it stay. Move this away. Okay, and here I'm gonna just gently rub this away. I don't want it to be so textured. Okay, cleaning the hands, drinking the coffee, and we can go on to the front trees. Okay, so here I'm gonna be using a charcoal pencil. I think I'm gonna go with a 6B straight. And I know that my trees start, let's start them from here. So here there's gonna be my first tree. And I'm looking approximately at how the branches are growing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my darker pastel and actually create the trunk of this tree with a pastel. With the rib of the pastel, it's gonna give me that effect of brighter parts on it and darker parts. There's like this branch happening here. Okay, I'm going to take the black, that is a tiny piece of black. Like so. Then I'm gonna take my brown pastel and do this. So we have this tree going like so. Okay, and a bit of black at the base. Maybe some just touches of black. I can do it with the pencil then. Okay, so these are our trees. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some of those, let's see. Let's see, something cooler. Something cooler. No. let's use this one. And here I'm gonna do clusters of branches. Here they are. I don't know if you can hear my bird, but she's singing a song about herself. Okay. I'm gonna take another color. No, I dropped the pastel. You don't want to see my floor now. So I'm gonna take something darker. To kind of create that variation in the branches. Like so. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to rub it somewhere leave it. Okay. Most importantly is that I leave the color of the sky. Okay, and now what we can do is create those branches separately, the largest ones that we see. Like so. Then there is this branch going here. I'm making some pressing harder, some of them I'm pressing less. Okay, and I'm not trying to copy the branches of the tree now. All I'm doing is I'm looking at the tree and I'm looking at the approximate, how these branches of the tree are approximately going. So not doing it exactly like in the photo. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the shadow. I'm gonna take it darker, it's more violet. To separate a bit. Okay, and now most interesting part is I'm gonna take a pastel pencil, I think a brown one, because we can take a black one actually. Let's just keep it with the black. Let's just keep with the black, and let's see which one. This is a negro pencil, I think. Okay, so let's do the 4B, it's perfectly fine. So here we have some of those grasses growing. And some twigs of bushes. Then here they're gonna be, so here they're gonna be slightly thicker towards the bottom. Gonna be growing. Like so. A little twig here, and the bottoms of these twigs, what I'm doing is I am actually rubbing them in. Don't make them the same. Twist your pencil. Okay, there's something growing here. Okay, some stuff happening over there as well. Here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push them into the paper so they're not as bright. And here I'm gonna rub them in. And we're done. So congratulations. Now all that's left to do is clean your hands, drink the coffee, and actually what I want to do is just a tiny bit. I want to retouch here. I want to add a bit of light into my trees here, as if the light is shining through them. Just a bit of dots. In between the okay. Okay, we're done. So cleaning the hands, and let's take off the tape and see our final artwork. So now we can go get it framed and get it framed. There we go. With the washi tape, I found that it doesn't wrap the paper as much. It's quite nice if it doesn't stay too long on the paper. There we go, ready to be framed. So I hope you can see this well. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I really want to see your artwork. So don't forget, also let's do one more thing. Let's create a bit of those dots in the tree here. See, it's important to stop, to know when to stop. Because when you don't know when to stop, you're like me. So you keep on going and going and going and going. But that's it. That's it. Done. Done, done, done. Not doing anything anymore, unless it's some snow on the branches. Unless it's snow, that's it. That's it. Not doing anything anymore. We have finished, okay? So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will try to post more tutorials, and I think I'm feeling this like kind of wintry vibe. So we're gonna be doing some winter stuff, and I'm gonna be doing also some illustration stuff. But yeah, we're gonna be doing drawings, and don't forget to post them. You can tag me on Instagram. You will find the link to my Instagram. You can tag me on Instagram, and I would love to see what you come up with your winter landscape. I will also leave here on Patreon the reference photo for this image so that you can follow along step by step. And I really hope that you create something beautiful that you can hang on your wall. And yeah, that is it. I will see you soon, and have a wonderful wintry day. Bye guys.